Yeah, this is on my mind because if I could say something to the people of the world, I'd start off like this, in my full transparency. Okay, American people are not represented by people like us. We've been represented by businessmen that are colluding with businessmen and people in other countries for quite some time. And they've taken a monopolization over many things, including natural resources, our finances. And the American people are confused because we work hard and we accept everybody. The American people love the people that are here because we are all the same. I'm Cyprian, Greek, Hungarian, Austrian American. Now, our country loves Latin things, Asian things, Middle Eastern things, African things, Russian things. I mean, we all get along great here and we welcome you. And the thing is all this influence of business and finance has taken people away from the tangible things in life that are what we all want and need to survive, which is a certain level of community, a certain respect for our resources, a certain understanding of how finance and disbursement of resources and finances works, how our working together pertains and contributes to society as a whole, so we could have this situation here. You can go up and down the street in almost every state now in a downtown, and you will find every ethnicity, restaurant, and people with the people that came from the countries of the food, of their nationality. We even have accepted religions to a fault in general because it's causing problems, just like our political standing is riddled with problems and discrepancies and conflict of interest based on the fact that people are doing business internationally now. And they're able to travel and diversify their whole lives and have, houses in other countries and dual citizenships. So all this political stuff, it just threatens the population of the world and not just the target of what your gripes are. Like what's going on in the Middle East right now between, the Palestinians and the Israelis. Do you want to continue? Is it healthy to continue all this and listen to politicians and listen to people who aren't in touch with reality, who don't have to wake up every day, if they are blessed to be and do so, and have the free will to make a decision to try and make an effort to support their lives and raise their families and build a healthy community that they could live in happily without conflict and feuding? So people are talking about a lot of stuff, and the fact that we don't have a leader, and we have not had a leader in so long in the United States, has been a problem, because the choices are slim. And unfortunately, people are scared to think that without finances and without an established empire, that you are not relevant to speak on other people's behalf. Like, I've had employees, and I don't want to do it because it makes me work more to help somebody else, and then their problems become my problems, which I'm not prepared to do because I know what kind of person I am, and I know what I'm made up of, and I know how I work and what I'm successful at 50. And I see it just like a lot of people, but I see what it takes to be a leader and what this country needs. But the fact that we are not conjuring up or building or growing a correct type of leader for America is a disgrace in itself. And there's no reason why the rest of the people of America, being from everywhere else, should pay the price for your meddlings. And, I understand how monopolization can be a side derivative of growing yourself and your business and your prominence. I happen to think that a lot of people are addicted to a lot of things, and those addictions are money and power and material items. And it's created some insatiable appetites with some really bad egos that are destroying it for the rest of us. And it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy of what we're going through right now. And the circumstances that are aligning for us are created by ignorant and selfish and greedy businessmen that have infiltrated our civics and justice system and our political system of international and national affairs because of bias and conflict of interest circumstances where they've networked with people that have had bad intent. Okay? Because there's people in every nationality, religion, country, and race that are the same. It's just that they speak a different language, they have a different blood type and a different upbringing, but their hearts are not in the right places to be leaders, and yet their bodies and their spirit is prevailing because of desperation and confusion that has been inflicted upon us. And we all know it, whether you're in America or not. And I always said that America doesn't have borders because the mentality of people that want to live a prosperous life in the sense that they have community and want the same things, that doesn't get defined by a nation. That being said, I think that Russian women and Ukrainian women are just as beautiful as Polish women, are just as beautiful as Swedish women, are just as beautiful as Native American Indian women, just as beautiful as Indian women, just as beautiful as Italian women and Jewish women and women from every country. So, like, if an American or a guy, say a guy could have an attraction for these things and these types of people based on their looks and certain senses of custom and tradition and mannerisms, then why do we need to fight? And what are we fighting over? Who's causing the problems and the fights? It's people that are claiming to represent us that don't have our interests, our best interests in mind, or care about that, and they are not leaders. So other countries actually have leaders. Okay? This country does not have a leader. We have not had a leader in a very long time. And when we did have a leader, we had more peace and less conflict between nations. And now we've turned backwards in a way. And it's not the American people's fault, because the American people are made up of every other community around the world that has adopted itself within our country. And we welcome that because we understand how people need to work together and come together and break those boundaries and define and break through those contrasts to give us a population that sees the same thing and wants the same thing. I actually could see the benefit of a one world society, but just like problems exist in every one of these other countries that I've mentioned, including America, there's a risk at having a one world government. And it's very hard not to be selfish because I don't apply to any of this. I could sit with artists from every nation and be happy in situations where I would be happy. I love my homeland. I love the fact that I have the thing called the Constitution, which only defines our God-given right to exist with free will. And I don't feel that I should have to subside because other people have material and economic wealth and real estate It just doesn't make sense because God don't make no more land, and not everything belongs to someone in particular. And I agree that if you make something of yourself and you work hard, you have every right to crack the cabinet, break the ceiling of expectation and limitation. Okay, but we've had a problem, like I said, because there are no leaders in America right now. Kid Rock is not a leader. You know, Joe Rogan is not a leader. Jordan Peterson is not a leader. The two idiots that think they deserve to be in our White House, which is a house designed around a flag of openness and peace. These people that are in there and jockeying for position in there, they don't deserve to be in there. They don't. They're in there because of circumstance and affiliates. It's not even, it's networked affiliates on a business level. And right up there is a Gadsden flag. Okay, that coupled with the ideals and context of what America represents as freedom, liberty, and justice for all, home of the brave, land of the free, that's what the American flag represents to me, along with the fight and rebelliousness and rebellions that our forefathers have had to engage in to gain that free will for our people, which extends to everyone else via the symbol of the Statue of Liberty. You know, we could all live great under the sun, but it's those that howl at the moon that are causing a little bit of disruption. Because those things are just part of our reality, but these discrepancies and the turmoil that go with business doesn't have to be. So with that being said, I think that this is a message that should be portrayed to every world leader. And the American businessmen as presidents of corporations, thinking that the United States of America is a corporate entity, they've had plenty of time to get the message. And it's our job as people to make them understand that it's not their place and that we have the ability to make a way and part the Red Sea and the blue sky for someone that could lead us to the bright white light that exists in a spectrum of colorful lives. So, who is going to be our leader? I don't think it has. I know it doesn't have to be somebody that's rich that can have advertising prowess. I know it doesn't have to be somebody that has a pre-established relationship with other powerful people and entities. For the simple fact that ants can kill an elephant. And I hope you've solved this problem, because I've tried my best not to focus on it, and I've tried my best not to let it affect me, because I chose a different life, and I pay for that every day with profiling, oppression, limitations, and being blackballed from societies, being lied to by people where other people say that it's nothing you could do about it, but the people that are lying aren't supposed to lie because they've taken an oath, and they just have no honor. Okay? The candidates right now and the current president of this bullshit, they have no honor. They're terrible people. Okay? For the job. Some are terrible for their families. And we could see that. And for the media playing into it, for the circumstances of Hollywood, for the circumstances of the stock markets and all this stuff, we all know what's going on. It's just that we care about the things that are necessary first and foremost. And we've allowed this unfortunately, to get out of hand, this circumstance of our false leadership to get out of hand. And it's posing a threat to us. And we don't like it. And you better get the fucking message. Because you have a chance every day. You have a chance still today to make a difference. You have a chance. Notice I'm sitting at the school desk because I'm still learning. And the more I learn about you, the less I like it.